break the revenue cycle before it breaks you. Have you ever had a really good month in business and then immediately thought, why does my business feel worse than it was before? Like your revenue is technically up, but you're stressed, your team's confused, and your calendar is an absolute mess. I don't think your business is broken. You're clearly just stuck in revenue cycles. And entrepreneurial influencers don't really talk about this very much, so let me explain this to you. Revenue growth is messy, like emotionally, inconveniently messy. So businesses grow in cycles. And every time revenue increases, something operationally breaks afterwards. It's inevitable. That doesn't mean you're bad at business. It means that your systems were built for an older and poorer version of your company. Congrats, you've leveled up, now it's time to adjust. This is the pattern I see over and over again. Revenue grows, systems can't keep up, everyone panics, CEO assumes that they're the problem, CEO tries to sell more anyway, thinking that that's the solution. Everything gets worse. And then it goes around and around. And that's the problem pattern, okay? Not the good cycle. This is the bad cycle that a lot of businesses run into. We love that journey. We also super hate that journey. This isn't your business failing. This is just you needing to move on to the next revenue cycle or revenue stage or revenue, whatever you want to call it. We have so many names for it in this industry. So at Totally Branded, my company, we've simplified revenue cycles into something that's a little bit easier to explain. We call it the Totally Branded Revenue Cycle. What a surprise. So creative. Whoa! There are 3 main stages to this, and you can't skip one without any consequences. Do not skip steps. So the cycle goes grow, fix, build, and then it goes grow, fix, build. Also, disclaimer, just to be crystal clear, this is Totally Branded's revenue cycle again. This is a cycle that we've created from working with small to mid-sized to enterprise level B2B businesses, not pulled from an MBA textbook. So if you have an MBA and you're watching this, hi. Be gentle in the comments, please don't come for me. I'm just a girl. So let's start with fix broken systems or outdated systems. This is when work technically gets done eventually, and deadlines are flexible. The same key team players, could be like 1 to 3 people, are kind of holding your whole company together, and you might be one of them. People don't really know what their role is, or if this is a job, or if this new task is what they should be doing, and who's doing this is like often asked in Slack. If your business is at this revenue stage, then that means that you need to stop the chaos and you need to create the capacity for you to build so you can eventually grow your business. So if you want to move on to the next revenue step, which is build, then you're going to want to start here. 1, identify your top 2 bottlenecks, and this could be literally anything. This could be your time. This could be your key players' time. This could be delivery time. This could be budgetary reasons, like you're not charging enough, or maybe you have too many expenses and you're not really hitting the 80-20 rule in terms of your expenses. Maybe you have some bad hires, etc., etc. Maybe it's your lead generation's bad, etc., etc. Figure that part out. I want you to find your top 2 bottlenecks. I don't want 10, just 2. The second thing you want to do is you want to map your current reality, and you want to be very honest with yourself. You want to write down how processes in your company actually happen, from the point of communicating with a potential client to closing that client to starting to work with them to completing the project and then delivering it. You want to look at how those systems actually happen and how you wish they actually happened. The third thing you should do is you should simplify your steps. Start with updating your SOPs. We recommend video SOPs. I find that they're a lot easier to do than typing out a bunch of SOPs or getting ChatGPT to generate a long SOP and having you read through the whole thing and edit it. Assign clear owners to all tasks, especially the new ones that you have created to accommodate for your growth in revenue. Everybody on your team should have a daily workflow and some capacity for when things need to be customized or when they need to work on the fly. And of course, make sure that your primary task management tool is solid. We use Notion, you can use Monday, whatever it is that you want to use. You want to make sure it's solid and you want to make sure that everybody is using it. Pick your poison, but pick one. Make sure you add, if you don't already have this already, at least one simple check-in with your team. A weekly 15 to 20 minute morning briefing or end of day meeting per week. Maybe you want to have 2 of them per week so you can catch issues before clients see them. All right, now let's go to the next revenue stage in the revenue cycle. Build. You need systems. This is the most ignored step in the revenue cycle, but it's the most expensive to skip. And it's pretty much what I do for a living. because so many people forget to build systems in their B2B businesses, or really in any of their businesses. When you don't build new systems for your business, this is what tends to happen, and this is kind of what it looks like. Your onboarding feels super inconsistent. Onboarding of new clients and onboarding of new team members. That could look like a bunch of different things, but when things start off on a bad foot, it's probably going to consistently be on a bad foot. Is that the saying? I don't know. Every time you bring in a new client, another one leaves. A lot of new training that you do with your team kind of just lives in their head and doesn't go anywhere else and is not well documented. Every hire you make takes forever to ramp, and when someone quits or a client leaves, you briefly consider shutting down your business. But the main red flag that tells you that you're in the build revenue cycle stage is if you have a team that is at capacity, or you cannot improve the quality of your services to gain an even better reputation. If what you're doing right now does not serve you to grow. And also, if you're really tired. We don't like to do that here at Totally Branded. We have revenue to make. This is scalability. It's time to turn on scalability mode. So if you're in the build stage, this is what you should focus on. Number one is the first hour of every relationship. How clients sign, pay, and get onboarded. How new hires start, get access to tools, training, and SOPs to learn the basics, to then flourish into an amazing team member. You need to map out what that first hour and that first day and that first week looks like for your clients and your hires to be able to succeed with you in your business. Turn every training that you do with your team into documented SOPs or documented training documents. An easy way that we do this here at Totally Branded is we pretty much write down everything we talk about in training while we are talking about it. So if I'm on a call with somebody and I'm training them on how to do this, I will write their notes for them so there's no mistake, and I'll also ask them to write their own notes so we can compare notes and I can make sure that they fully understand what we were talking about during this training. Another thing that we like to do is, of course, record your trainings. Why would you not record your trainings? The only hard part about recording your trainings is that sometimes the training videos get really long, and if you try to send them off to somebody as an SOP, it might be too long for them to follow along. And so that's pretty much why you want to do the note-taking thing. So you can record it and then also take notes with them, and they can take notes with you while you're training them. 3 is set a simple rule for yourself. Do yourself a favor. If it's repeatable, it gets automated or it becomes a system. You can templatize everything nowadays, and you can automate anything nowadays. You should do it. Define the roles in your company. Who decides? Who does the thing? Who reviews the thing? Ambiguity is where good systems go to die. We are not babysitting our business in 2026. It's time for you to let your baby grow up. Stage 3 is grow. And by grow, I mean client acquisition. And by client acquisition, I mean customer journey. So what that journey looks like from the beginning of somebody learning about a lead, learning about your business, to them actually pulling out their check or their credit card and actually paying you. And then of course afterwards, it's the onboarding stuff. And that goes back to ops. So now at this stage, we sell. Your delivery is solid. Your team has capacity. This is now growth mode. Here's how to avoid chaos selling. And also just increase your revenue and improve your client acquisition. If you watch any of my other videos, most of my videos are about client acquisition. I'm trying to talk about more parts of the business now. Anyways, back to the client acquisition. Tip number 1 is you want to make sure you commit to any client acquisition channel you pick. Even if it's just one, you want to do it fully. I've seen so many companies do something kind of halfway and not get the results that they were looking for. And that channel could be social media outreach, ads, it could be partnerships, it could be influencer marketing, it could be events. Whatever you pick, just commit to it 100%. When you move on too quickly, testing so many ideas, what ends up happening is you never get full results. I have met also a lot of companies that love to do split tests, and then they split test again, and they split test again, and they never give each test the proper volume it deserves to give it a proper shot. So don't do that. Second tip, and I can't believe I'm saying this out loud, but track your KPIs. Oh my gosh, it is so important to track your KPIs. So many people do client acquisition and they set up their marketing channels or whatever, and they don't track enough, or they don't track anything at all. And if you're wondering what you should track, thankfully, the internet's an amazing place, and you can just ask AI and it'll tell you. It's easier than ever to have your ops in place, and if you don't, tip 3 is pressure test your client acquisition system. And what I mean by that is go through your own customer journey from discovering your own business to getting a message or maybe getting some sort of CTA to getting on maybe a sales call with the salesperson to closing to signing to to getting onboarded, go through that entire customer journey and think about at what point would I be not interested anymore if I really going through my own process. That'll help you find so many bottlenecks, trust me. Lastly is make sure you look good online. And I can't say this enough, but the days of sending an email and getting a lead to book a call with you is so dead. Don't do that, right? You need to make sure that everything looks good for you online, and you want to encourage your leads to research you because you have enough online to talk about yourself and to kind of prove your credibility as well. Are you making content? Is your website up to date? Do you have a LinkedIn? Do you have other social media platforms? Do you have articles? Do you have blogs? Is your SEO okay? All of that matters, and everything is connected. And that is the 3 stages of every revenue cycle. Now you got to rinse and repeat. Fix what's broken, build what's missing, and scale your client acquisition. And that's the totally branded revenue cycle. We live and breathe this revenue cycle. In fact, if you go on her website, it's literally there. It says, fix what's broken, build what's missing, and scale client acquisition, very literally. I think this video is getting a bit long, so I won't get into a case study on this video, but you can feel free to check out the case studies on our totally branded website to see all the operational goodness that we've done for our B2B clients. Maybe on the next video, I'll do a quick case study about how we moved a few of our clients through revenue cycles. So if you're a B2B business, and the person that's watching this right now, if you're a CEO or somebody in ops or a founder, I'm a founder. If you want help fixing systems, building new ones, and scaling client acquisition without ruining your life, that's literally what we do here at Totally Branded. Hi, I'm Brandy Grace Wong. I'm the founder of Totally Branded. We're an operations team that embeds directly into your business, kind of built like co-founders without any equity. And we work only with Performance B2B companies. If you want to try us out, or you have a bottleneck and you're not sure if we're able to fix it or not, then you might want to consider one of our 7-day free trials. We have our 7K and 7-day free trials, which means that we add 7K to your revenue in our 7-day free trial. And then we have our operations free trial, which is really for any bottleneck. And then we also have the client acquisition free trial, which is, of course, if you need to get more clients and have good quality clients, that's the one that you would go for. If you don't know which one you want, then you can feel free to book a call with us, an exploration call with us, and we'd be happy to meet you and see if we can help and kind of recommend any of our free trials to you, because growing your business shouldn't feel like shit. You deserve better than that. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Here's my Instagram, my LinkedIn. I hope everyone has a fantastic day. Peace.